with autism, it's one of these things. If you meet one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. We're all different. So I have lots of sensitivities, but one is noise. So things like open plan office environments, there's been this move towards open plan office in public and private sector. We've seen even the police move towards open plan, where you can hear clinking of coffee cups, and background noise is quite a distraction, particularly when I'm trying to focus on something. So yeah, that's one thing. I guess the other thing is I do have like an extreme ability to focus. So sometimes, and it's one of the positive traits really, it's looking at neighbour disputes and kind of focusing on picking up, looking at that and kind of unpicking it all. So stuff like that. And my long-term memory is pretty good.
I struggle with social cues and sort of recognising people's behaviours and what they're saying, and trying to get me to say the right sorts of things. I constantly feel I have to mask myself, so to fit in. Things like eye contact, I'm really not very good at it. I don't like it, but I know that I need to do it. That's part of it. That's okay, we'll make eye contact. Make friends and keep friendships. So that's been quite a sort of difficult thing in my life.
I had a very close circle of friends. I didn't really do too well at school. College, on the other hand, I went to what was then an agricultural college, and I went into animal care initially. But college was a lot better, but I still just had a very small, close circle of loyal friends who I've still got to this day. I wasn't in with the crowd. It was just this small little pocket of loyal friends.
I think in jobs throughout my life, I've always been able to use the positives. So I've been able to, again, throw myself into something and really learn everything there is to know about it and become that expert. Lots of people class that expertise as obsessions or special interests, but actually it's just becoming experts in a field. So everything that I've done, I've always sort of been the top and been able to sort of push myself towards that.
For autism, some people think that you're fixated on one subject, which can be true for some, not all. Every person's autism is different. Just because you've met one person with autism doesn't mean you've met every person with autism. Everyone's different. But because of the fact that you may fixate on a particular part, when it comes to then investigations, that is something that we then can excel in, can utilise. There's patterns in everything that people won't see. There's an entire financial investigation arm where seeing patterns in numbers is amazing and can be really, really useful.
We're all different in the workplace. We are a diverse workforce. Culturally, religions, there is difference, and we all think differently. And there's no uniform approach to the situations that we face every day in the policing. And neurodiversity is like every other strain of diversity. It's a very important part of that different way of thinking, that different approach to something, different ideas that we can bring to the table when we come to solving some of the problems that we face in our day-to-day business.
So some of the preconceptions around autism are often perpetuated in the media and Hollywood. I often think about the movie Rain Man, which was in the late 80s, and that created an image of autism that I think still sticks, around struggling to maintain eye contact, around difficulty building relationships, around empathy, around emotions and emotional contact, and it's just not true.
So I think my strengths related to autism is I'm really empathetic. So a lot of people see autism as not being empathetic, the complete opposite. But actually so many people, especially women, are very empathetic. So I feel what everyone else is feeling, and that's really useful in the job that I do. So as a firefighter, I can empathise with the people that I'm helping, but also as a training instructor, I'm able to help those people that I'm teaching. And because I'm neurodiverse, I'm able to find different ways to teach and different ways to sort of see how people can learn. I'm also what people would call a bit of a perfectionist. So when I really enjoy something and really like something, I will put everything I possibly can into it. So my teaching materials, I will always make sure that they're as best as they can be. I will research a subject to the nth degree to make sure that I know everything about it, but it's because I'm really interested.
I think everyone has their strengths. I know people that have children who are autistic and they have extreme needs, both physically. Some of them are non-verbal. There are other physical issues as well that go with it, with extreme autism. And I think people stereotype autism as that. However, it can be in the workplace. Here's me as someone on the autistic spectrum who works full-time in a workplace, and it's about changing that perception. I love my role. I adore it.
So some of the strengths around autism would be attention to detail and again, focus and creativity and empathy, a commitment to fairness and equality, and an ability to relate to people and understand emotions, which is almost counter to the popular misconception.
Firefighting is very dangerous. It really is life or death. So if I can find out everything I can about it, I can make the firefighters that I teach safer. And being empathetic as a firefighter, I can then support those people when they're having the worst day of their lives. I'm able to reach out to them and help them as much as possible. I think we doubt ourselves so much that we're not going to fit in, we're not going to be what people expect us to be. But that difference is actually what the fire service needs. We need to be able to embrace these differences, and then that helps us to grow and move forward in the service.
If you're looking to come and join Northants Police, Northants Fire, don't be afraid just because you've got a neurodiverse condition. The force will work with you. There's support out there. There's a network that I'm one of the chairs for. We will put things in place that will mean you will be able to do the job just as good, if not better, than other people within force. We have software, we have adjustments that we can make, be that you sit in a particular location in the office, you are away from the distraction of the door, or soundproof headphones, so you can just put some headphones on, crack on with whatever you're doing. There are things that we can do that will mean that this is the place you want to come and work.
So if I was able to go back to my younger self, I'd say it's okay to be different. I think so much of my childhood, and probably so much of my adulthood, I've tried to fit in. I've tried to be neurotypical, to be what society is expected of us. But actually, that's changing, and being unique is really important and helps us to make the world a better place. Everyone is different, and everyone brings something unique to the table. There's one in, sort of the latest statistics show 1 in 7 people are neurodivergent. So that's 15% of the UK, which is a huge number. So we're able to, if we've got a workforce that's more neurodiverse, we're representing the community that we're helping. And our brains are literally wired differently, so we're able to bring different thoughts, different ways of thinking about something, and that brings creativity, innovation, and makes the workforce a better place.
I think I would initially say is trust in yourself. The fact that you're even thinking of joining the emergency service makes you an amazing person. Trust in your abilities, don't be embarrassed. Tell us, and we can put in a lot of reasonable adjustments to support you in the workplace to help you be the best that you can possibly be. We rely on good teams, and we rely on amazing individuals to be part of those good teams. And if we've got true diversity of thought, diversity of people within those teams, then those teams will be excellent, and you would be excellent as part of it.